welcome to Saturday. This is Preview Saturday, or Game Preview Saturday. I haven't quite decided what I want to call it, but one of the things I'd like to start to do on the channel is to sort of gauge some interest and see what else other people would like to see. This is Project Highrise, and we're just going to take a real quick look at it today, and then you guys can leave me feedback and tell me how much you want to see more of. If obviously you want to see more of it, then I'll make it into a couple week-long series, or we'll explore the game a bit deeper, but this is a fairly new game. It came out in the most recent Humble Monthly. Let's get started right away. I've played a little bit of it. I kind of understand the basics of sort of, I think, what is the algorithm here that sort of goes back and forth. But essentially, you are the building manager or the owner, I guess, of this high rise. It's a really cool aesthetic too, because it's like a maybe late 80s, early 90s sort of aesthetic when it comes to see the fashions and sort of the signs. At least that's the way I take it. I don't know. We'll see. Starting off on easy here with $10,000, and all we want to do is build this tower. Now, there's a few resource management tips here. Obviously, the ultimate resource is the cash. But we also can get people, we can build prestige, and we can have influence as our building becomes more and more popular and more powerful within the cityscape. But then the other sort of limited resources, or the limited factors here, are power, which is the yellow, phone, which is the orange, cable, which is the darker orange. Then you have water and gas. Different sections of your tower require different resources. And then lastly, you can take on contracts, and they sort of help guide your way. So we'll take the basic office contract, and we're going to play just long enough to fill this. If you want to see more, again, make sure you give it a like. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you don't. And so forth. We're going to build our tower. Obviously, this stuff is all scalable. So the first row is a little bit cheaper than the second row, and then so forth. It's called high rise, though, so we will try to go higher. And we're going to actually add a section right here. And then we're going to manage our staircases. Obviously, you can add elevators when things get going, but elevators cost more on their monthly basis. And these ones not as much, so don't worry about it. We're going to add some power, add some utilities. Eventually, I was saving this for my water and gas pickup. And then what I like to do is build this direction. Is my mouse being captured? Yes, it is. This direction, and then that way sort of my power and my water is sort of in the middle. So, in fact, like, I will build this size tower on this side as well. That's where I've had the most success so far. You had a wiring closet here. Got to run some power. And it just has to be touching it. It doesn't have to go all the way through it. So, I probably should not have gone as far. I probably should have ended about right there. Just in the interest of trying to save as much space. Now, I like to think of my first floor like you would any sort of place. We're going to put some restaurants down there, some quick restaurants. Boom, boom, boom. Because the offices that will come, or the businesses that will come to your office, is dependent on what you have, like the services your building provides. So we'll start with some small offices. Once he basically has to go in and paint the walls. We have two of these guys. I believe we have two. I don't know where the other one is. Oh, there he is. And they'll basically stand in front of the window, look outside the window for a minute, and then apparently they're doing something, so they'll go. Each of the utility sort of cabinets here, hookups, have a limited number of offices that can be hooked up to, and then you have to increase the size of these power generators. But then there's all other kind of things you do. Just do an apartment, do all apartments. So that, again, the one that I had the most success with, I had essentially businesses on this side, and then I basically built a second tower over here, which was apartment with elevators in the middle. And then what I kind of embraced companies leaving me. So I had these little holes all over my towers here, and then I was able to sort of go back in and fill them in as we upgrade to different office sizes and buy new artwork and have people, consultants enter our building and help us manage our business. It's an interesting little passive game. It seems very passive to me. I'll honestly say I don't think the livelihood, like the longevity of this game, is super here yet. And I don't know that it has any intentions to be a super long-lived game. you play it for a little bit, you sort of get what you need out of it, and then you go. So you want to pay attention to what they will cost. It costs us $100 to essentially fix this office to their needs. And then all they need is electrical line, and eventually, I wish it would stay there, but eventually they expect copy service, which I typically do all my services down in the basement. So we'll put City Insurance Company in there, and then we'll put, as they're building more offices, we'll put them in here. We need more insurance companies. So Colombo, absolutely. Who wouldn't want Colombo in your building? I do. And then you have food court restaurants and cafes and so forth. So we'll just put a couple food courts. The Pittsburgh Burger Joint, sure. And the Solomon Street Hoagie Shop. I'm sorry, I was like half reading that and half trying to see if they needed gas, which they don't. So that will come in through. We'll speed up time. I call good tower sims, which is essentially what this is. Tower sim. You can speed up time. And they will keep working. And people will eventually move in here, and instead of losing money on a daily basis, we'll start to make money, which is great. 2 restaurants for 2 offices, probably not enough. Need some more offices, so let's put another office in right there. And we need more insurance companies, so Bedrock Inc., welcome to the team, my friends. We're going to go ahead and build a whole nother layer. I like to slow down time when I do this because I always tend to mess up my utility cabinets. So here's that, and we're going to take it up just so it will reach there. And then we're going to put offices back in here. Maybe. There it is. Oh, I can't. I got to wait for him to fix it. Okay. Speed up time. Okay, you're done. Are you trapped? Oh, I forgot to put my stairs. See, I always told you. I said I like to slow down time. Okay, now speed up time. Now they'll go up there and they'll fix that. So we've got 3 of our 4 insurance offices already. We need accountants, lawyers, and creatives. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to just add another stair so they don't spend the time. Well, I guess they still have to fix that, don't they? And because we do have so much money, we're going to go ahead and build our top layer. And I will do my utility cabinets right away. And we'll check and see how well we're doing on that. So this one cabinet does phone, cable, and electricity. You have to do another cabinet for gas and water, which makes sense. I mean, that's pipe fitters union. Don't want to step on the union's toes, man. Don't want to make them mad. This one cabinet can hold 10. It's currently providing to this 5, so we'll have 5, 6. We'll have to add another one anyway. We're not going to play very long, so I'll just put a medium-sized cabinet. Yeah, so this is Project Highrise. I mean, I think again, as a resource management game, it's interesting. I like the aesthetic. I'm hoping, we'll get a whole day here in just a second. Currently had 5 people or 7 people in the tower. When they show up, they'll actually show up. It may have already happened, and I was watching a different part of the screen, which is possible. Oh, nope, offices. You can add grocery stores eventually, other sort of retail spaces, which, again, I keep referring back to the one, because I tried it several times and failed lots. But when I finally had some success, it was like food, cheap offices, better offices, retail, food, so forth. Because they don't like, a lot of these places don't like to be near strong smells. Do we need another insurance office? We do. One more insurance office. There you go. Welcome to the team. Accounting. Okay, they expect courier and copier services, which we will add in just a second. And they're worth more. Oh, they want a phone line. Okay, well, let's do phone lines. Let's slow down time so they don't get in here before we get it set up, because they will get grumpy. So you click the tab over here to phone. Right over there. We have to add a call box to our little apartment. There we go. And now that'll connect all the phone. Now these guys will also have the added benefit of having phone service, but they're not necessarily paying for it. So if we were really min-maxing this, we would get rid of these offices and then replace them with offices that want phone. We still don't have our 1 prestige. We need 20 population, artworks, completing spectral contracts, and move-outs. We lose them for move-outs and evictions. So we're going to wait and save this for a part. Save this for a cafe, because I don't think we need any more variety in restaurants to get some of the other people. If we do, we'll figure that out in a minute. Offices, more offices here. Come on, click, click, click. And do we have utilities up there yet? We do. We don't have phone though. And once one person starts asking for phone, it seems like they all want the phone. So we'll go ahead and put phone in those offices, and we will ask for. There's no. Okay, so then once we're out of potential attendants, you have to advertise. It costs $75 to do so. We know we're going to need them, but we'll go ahead and check these legal offices. They just need electric. They just need electric, but they do want some services. So before we run all of our money out of the ground, we're only making 150 per day currently right now. Let's go ahead and build some infrastructure again. Okay. Let's put our stairs in, and let's see here. Let's do some services. So I know copier and courier services are the two ones they want the first. They take electric line. They're a little bit bigger. So while they're walking down there to do that, see, people are leaving their building for the day in their power suits. Okay, so copier and courier services. I gotta wait for them to. They gotta go fix the walls, I guess. They're busy up here for now. Okay, 150 per day still. Nobody's really complaining yet, which is good, which means we're doing a good job managing our resources. We can zoom all the way in here. See sort of the. Apparently they all have brandy wines or. Okay, so they are getting to the point where they're wanting to get elevators, which I understand, and we'll do that in just a second. So they want an accounting office. They want a phone line, but they pay good money, so welcome to the team. He's going to fix that. We're going to put our courier service in. Alright. Proof of concept. We got some money, and hopefully we got some prestige. We're still losing way more money than we're earning, but that's because we're building so much. It is, I think it's often kind of nice if you don't really, if you're not trying to rush through like I'm doing, because I'm trying to show you as much as I can. And by rushing through, we're going to miss, or not miss stuff, but we're going to basically fly by some things. Copy service. Present, no demand just yet, but they do expect it, and it makes them happier longer if they have it, so. Alright, we got our prestige of 1, so now we can add our cafe, which is important for creatives. Creatives really like cafes. They need that coffee fix, I guess. Okay, now it's reachable. I don't want to slow down time because the whole point of this is to try to make these a little bit shorter of a series. Just, 15 minutes or so at the time, and then get a chance to look at it. And if you guys want to see more of it, then all you have to do is let me know, and then I will happily add it into the schedule of things to record, because I enjoy it. And we can even continue this exact tower if that's what we see, or we can start over. We can try to do something a little different. So I need creatives, an accountant, and a lawyer. To have that, I need a phone. I do know I need to put phones in. So let's put some phones in. Good. And who are we going to put in here? We do need an accountant. Who pays the most? 140. Use on the phone. Now creatives. Creatives need a greater variety of cafes. Oh, I thought I put a cafe in here. Did I not? What happened? Did they move out? I bet they needed something that I didn't provide them. They probably need water. No? Huh. I think there's a lot. Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff here. Tenant overview. Tenant listings. Population report. Utility reports. Population feedback. Cup of coffee, no dinner spots. I can't go where I need to go. That was a good lunch. So not much. Okay. I need lawyers. And we'll advertise for lawyers. Maybe we can get one in before the next morning. We're losing $140 a day. Huh. Didn't necessarily run into that, but that's okay. Okay, we're not going to get him today, but we're down to $65 a day. That's helpful at least. And I guess what we'll do is we'll start on the other side here. I'm not sure how far it needs to go, but we'll get it started there. We'll see, and we'll add an elevator. Not there. There. Elevator there. Did I leave that open? Oh, I need to move them over one. I think. Because I don't think I can put it there. I think I put it in the wrong spot, which I sure did. Okay, so I won't move it over one. I'll just move that over here. Which is fine because it's still centrally located that way. And we don't need it just yet anyway, so we need offices. We did that just about right. And we need restaurants. So we need cafes. And then we need utilities. And they will need phone. And I might be running out of offices I can reach to. Maybe not. Okay. Cafe needs water. Okay, so we will add a water station very quickly here. I didn't leave space. Man, I tell you what, mister, I'm making all kinds of silly mistakes, but I'm trying to play pretty quick here. But you guys are getting the idea, I'm fairly certain. So we'll just put it there, we'll see what happens. Add a water pump, wherever it'll go. We can get it there. There we go, and then we'll add some water lines. I know, people that really like things to have the right spot are not going to care for that placement much, but creatives, phone electric, creatives, phone electric, creatives, phone electric. Good. We're less than $400 already, so I doubt I'm going to be able to have enough to finish this off here. And we're still not making any money today, so hopefully when we get all these people in here, we will. But there's all kinds of other services we can continue to add to the tower. We can add laundry and apartment pickup. We can put a subway station in here so people come directly here. We can add art museums and pieces of work and a lobby and so forth. Maybe we got into these services too quick. That's probably what I did. I got into these services too quick. And before, I always just waited until they asked for it before I would get into it, and that way I would, because I'm paying for them now and really not reaping the benefit of having the people who pay a lot of extra money. Not possible under forest under construction. I just wanted to complete this very quickly. Come on, come on, come on. But you guys are getting the idea here. We can put another end cap of stairs on the other side. We can actually put more stuff on this side as well, which I think would be a good idea. We could make this all food and restaurants and stores, and then have our offices here. As far as I can tell, as long as they have access to them, they're okay. They just have to have that access. Yep, and there we go. So that'll be our last creative as soon as they build it. Come on, guys. Well, I gotta purchase it, I guess, is the problem. There we go. Go build it. And we are making $375 a day now. So we have turned the corner pretty quickly. And now that $13 is going to begin to grow. But, you know, things are going to come up. And we got a pretty big financial reward for completing that contract. So this is Project Highrise. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check it out. If you want to see more, you can check it out. If you want to see more, you can like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see me do more, and then we'll start making this into a series. But I just want to do a real quick look, get to show you sort of the play algorithm that I sort of have worked up, and then see what you guys think. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.